Welcome to part 2 of football analysis. I still have my guest here in studio with me, and we are now switching over to Europe. We want to talk about the transfer rumors that have been going around, and we try to talk about these teams. You know, it is the real time now, and guys, you know, we all expect an exciting, new season. Yeah, especially in the Premier League. And many more other big clubs in Europe. We understand they're working on strengthening their squads. And for sure, the Premier League, as they say, it's absolutely by no doubt the most exciting league in the world. And the FA, this time round, they've decided to make it a bit spicy, with some new set of rules, maybe just to take you through the rules pretty quick. The rule number 1 is on VAR. There is gonna be VAR in use this coming new season, and the rule on VAR says VAR is to be used for next season. VAR reviews will only be used in games-changing situations such as goals and red cards. To start with duty, could there be something else that you would maybe want VAR to be used, like an off-ball incident, or
VAR to the Premier League was long overdue.
Long overdue.
In fact, it was destined to come because the Premier League, as you say, is the most exciting. I think most followed and most fans, most money, everything. It's the Premier League. And one other thing that is known for the Premier League is hardness.
Yes, the
physicality of the game. And looking at teams like your team Arsenal is so soft. They really wanted to see that. It was overdue. It has waited so much.
Okay.
I think Wenger will be smiling where he is. And VAR off-ball incidents and situations. It is important because we have guys who are a little crook in the Premier League. It will be important because if it is only used for the goals and the cards, maybe they would have also included the off-ball incidents. Yes.
And to you, Alexander, what do you have to say about the VAR?
It is very, being an Arsenal guy, I'm very happy. I'm very happy for the introduction of the VR because we have undergone a lot. Because when you remember, we had the guys like Ramsey, they had their legs being dislocated.
You've lost him.
So don't talk about him.
The introduction of VR will come from the historical point of view.
Yeah, sure.
That is why, because sometimes VR will help us to make some crucial decision, like maybe when you want 3 points penalty, ball to hand, some hand to ball, and even red cards.
Yes.
Because there was a time a player was given a wrong. Maybe it was
it happens.
These days it happens.
But it is a welcome move. That is why in Premier League it is very, very long overdue, like my friend has said, and maybe that might even when you go to the other week, like common ball, the Southern America continent. That is what made Neymar not to play, because he's full of diving, full of pretending. So Neymar is a bad news.
How about
the VAR? I think tempting. Sterling is trying. He's a bit hard, but he's a good guy.
Okay. I mean, for me personally, I think just to echo your sentiment on this, VAR has been long overdue. We have some sort of I'll call them injustice done to other teams, especially the smaller teams. Whereby some of these big clubs have walked away with 3 points, like we saw the other day, Arsenal scoring, with the hand. Remember what Koscielny did against Burnley?
Yeah.
We've seen so many soft penalties awarded to the likes of Manchester City, starting Eden Hazard. He's not going to be there.
Hazard is not
Even Chelsea versus Cardiff.
Yes.
Cardiff could not have been relegated.
Sure.
Yeah.
If VAR was
there, it was back then.
So it was so sad. I just felt for Neil Warnock, my best manager, who could motivate many fans.
And that goal was clear offside, you know?
It was very clear.
It was.
They
so could have given Cardiff 3 points motivation, and then they will remain.
Yeah, they'll actually be here. So kudos to FA for introducing VAR. Let's hope it's not going to affect, the intensity,
It must slow the intensity.
But
it will slow in one word.
Don't worry about
PR is about the referee. It's about the referee. It is not being visited as much. You could see in the Champions League, the decision lies with the referee. So a good referee will always be a good referee, whether he goes to the VR or not.
But let us also appreciate that it will be having a very clean game, even clean matches. So the winner will be a true winner, not a fake one. Because sometimes I feel bitter when I see my team, a smaller team. You can support a big club and then you have another
small club somewhere,
which can also.
You must have. Everyone. I have Aston Villa.
Okay.
I have Aston Villa.
At least you feel very bad, and maybe a manager maybe like Klopp, the way fans love him, Neil Warnock, the Cardiff guy.
Yeah, sure.
So sometimes you feel for the clubs. So if you used VR, I think some teams maybe will not have finished in the top 4 or top 6. But
why don't you be specific?
I don't know. Sometimes they know themselves.
They wouldn't be there.
But because it is a VR we are talking about, it is a welcome move in 2019-2020.
Fantastic, guys. Let's move on to the second rule. It's about the goal kicks. And in their exact words, they say, defenders will be allowed to enter the 18-yard box, take possession of the ball when a goal kick has been taken. Previously, it has always been, you have to wait until the ball is played outside the 18-yard box. So this time round, defenders are allowed to take possession even within the 10. And to you, T, don't you think this will be now increasing pressure? Because you can imagine having your defenders running into the 18-yard box and the attacking players also.
It is welcomed because it's only the experienced play here. Because if a goalkeeper knows a poacher, like let me see Suarez. You have your Suarez around 18 and you play your defender. You have yourself to blame. So that will at least it's another move for goalkeepers to play. It's another test for goalkeepers. It will tighten them and strengthen them. So it's also okay because sometimes you can he's open, he's near, you want to quick and you have to wait.
And to you, Alexander, maybe is this the move to bring goalkeepers more into the play, because it's more of being associated with building from behind,
nowadays football what we call soccer, at least many teams, most teams actually, they have been playing from behind, so that they just play slowly, and then once they pass the middle line, they increase their pace towards the opponent's goal. But this rule is so dangerous because once you allow some keepers, at least maybe you are in the 6-yard box, just with your hand. So that is encouraging laziness from the keepers, because they will not be using their feet to kick the ball further the field. But once you just maybe throw the ball to your defender, I think it will it will be very, very dangerous.
But maybe
most teams will concede from that.
They just want to, modernize football, so that it could be goalkeepers will be more engaged, into the game.
But very dangerous role. That is a very dangerous.
The third law, it's about the wall, and in their exact words they say, no longer will attacking players be able to join the defensive wall. They will have to be 1 meter from the wall. What do you take of that? Is it a good thing? Is it going to affect the free kick taker?
To my team, if my team is taking the kick, it is injustice. But if it is against my team, it's okay. Because striker attacking players sometimes interfere with the wall in a way that if you get a player like the big Drogba, you remember, he used to squeeze the wall.
Yes.
He stands with the Rio, and all of a sudden it's just and it creates a space for a place where Lampard could just
his magic
justice. And if it is against again, it's okay because it will give the defenders and the goalkeeper a real view. And because of this rule, we won't see very many goals from free kicks this time round. We will not.
You need a free kick specialist to be able to put that ball,
pull it over the wall. Because we won't get the windows. The wall will be intact.
To you, Alexandra, is it not more of now, increasing the free kick taking technique?
I think that is the best rule so far, leave alone the VAR and the goal kick rules. I think the wall decision, the rule, it is very fantastic. Because when you have a player like, he has mentioned Didier Drogba and another culprit, Diego Costa, they have been bullying other team, the opponent's defenders. They can come, and even if you can remember, there was a guy Newcastle had, if not Bolton, Kevin Nolan.
Nolan, yes.
Nolan is a bully and will continue to be a bully. So once you remove the opponent from
the wall,
I think you need a free kick specialist, somebody who can maybe score freely from that free kick, if not pass. Then that is a very fantastic rule. I think I support very much.
But I'm trying to imagine this way, depending with the angle that this ball is coming from, Again, it can be more of an injustice to a free kick taker. Why? Because if it is a tight angle and you want to squeeze this ball, maybe you want to get it slightly past the wall, and maybe the direction is where this 1 meter guy is supposed to be.
It is not a must that the free kick taker can maybe kick the ball towards the goal. He can give a pass to the front, to the side, backwards, so they can at least have that liberty of organizing maybe their team. But if you want to, from the definition of a wall, it means that once the team makes a wall,
you are kicking through.
You must know how to navigate through that wall.
It's not the case. Meaning the defenders will not be. They want to be settling to the wall. Their mind is, what if they? What is it? A throw ball. What if it is a
cutting? Maybe it is a good role, to also improve football. So we want to see more unique ways of taking free kicks, right? And moving on now to the fourth role is about VAR celebrations, and the rule states players who excessively celebrate their goal next season by removing their shirt or jumping in the crowd will be booked as always. But if the goal is ruled out by VAR, the yellow card will still apply. Again, what is your take on that?
It will apply because the yellow card is a caution to the player, and you have already done injustice. If it is removing the cloth, means you know why they brought that rule. It's kuna aibu kidogo.
Yes.
You are playing, you're still under, and you are maybe jumping into the fans, wasting time.
Yeah.
Still, you've done it. You've wasted it. So it stands. To me, it's good. It's okay.
But if Alexander, if the goal is disallowed, why don't you write away my card?
My card. To a certain point, it is when you over celebrate. It is good to over celebrate, because if you have scored an equalizing goal in the 90th minute plus, and you see this is maybe you are playing against the big boys, assume you are Bournemouth or Leicester, Wolves, you have scored against a big club like Man City in the 90th minute, and maybe you have been awarded 2-3 minutes extra time. Once you waste the time and then you come back, already you have wasted maybe 1 or 2 minutes. You get your yellow card, and then once you start the play, maybe the coach make a final substitution, and then you end up earning that point. Sometimes you can die for a team by having that yellow card through celebration. But if the goal is being disallowed, surely I think you can rescind that yellow card.
Yeah, you know why I'm saying so. Let's take it this way. The game is just started. Maybe we're within the normal playing time, and then this incident happens. I get booked. VAR disallows my goal. Cancels out this goal. But remember, they are saying this yellow card will still apply. What if I go ahead to commit another petty foul and then I'm booked?
But it is so indecent when you remove your t-shirt.
It is indecent.
No, but maybe...
but over celebration, they can relook, if not revisit into that.
Yes.
But removing a t-shirt, it is purely indecent.
Okay.
You just celebrate.
No, it's over celebrating by.
By, yes.
Removing the clothes or jumping into the fans.
Yes.
Only the two.
Yes.
Okay. Not over.
No, it's the law actually says players who excessively celebrate their goal next season by removing their shirt or jumping in the crowd will be booked.
So too.
Yeah, those two.
Jumping.
And yes.
So I think watching football, having watched football, the only situations that will cause you remove your clothes or jump into fans is a very important goal.
It's a very important.
Maybe the last minute, I cannot celebrate by removing my t-shirt in my second minute, that minute, 10 minutes, 50 minutes, I can't. Into the fans, a goal and one goal, 1-1. No.
Okay.
It will depend on the time. Of the celebration.
They have another rule, which is now on the substitutes. So they are saying players who have been subbed can leave the field of play from any part of the pitch.
Fantastic.
Is that good?
Beautiful.
At least no wasting of time. And
there's no time wasted.
We will no longer see Ozil walking very lazily. He will be pulled from the other side.
There has been this tendency whereby once you know that you are going to be substituted, you go to the farthest corner. And you take 2 minutes.
Walking majestically.
Strolling.
Slowly.
Very beautiful.
In some situations, it takes the referee's initiative to actually escort you out of the field. Okay.
And once you reach maybe in the midline, you can feign injury, and then you come limping. Maybe you take an extra minute. That is 3 minutes already wasted. Making fans to wait for them at least.
The sixth rule, they say it's about penalties. Next season, we'll see goalkeepers banned from standing behind the goal line, feigning, moment to put off the penalty taker, and touching the frame of the goal. Standing behind the goal line, feigning moments. They are,
the
pretending. They are pretending as moves. Of actually, psychologically trying to intimidate the taker.
Bigger for the striker, maybe the penalty.
So that one,
That is unfair.
that is unfair.
Very unfair.
To you, why?
Because if the goalkeeper, you know, some of them are maybe 6 foot taller.
Yes.
They can at least touch the crossbar.
The crossbar, yes.
And then try to move, but not in front of the line or back.
Yes, yes.
But they can move sideways.
Yes, yes.
But when they move, so at least the striker, you are trying to confuse the goalkeeper. But we have the VAR. If you move maybe in front of the goal line, that penalty can be retaken.
So which one are you against? Is it feigning moment to put off the penalty taker, or is it standing behind the goal line?
Standing behind the goal line.
So
that is a mistake.
You want them to be allowed to stand behind the goal line?
I want them just to feign, at least to confuse the striker, because if you have if your team has maybe has been awarded a penalty, and maybe you tell the goalkeeper don't do anything, how can he prepare himself maybe to dive?
But as a professional, I think they are going to also, adjust their trainings towards this particular rule.
They have to. They have to because standing behind the line is a no for me, because it gives them
So much
them space to
space.
jump.
Yes,
To
yes.
jump. And standing also in front is a no, because it will
you
not
narrow
be 6
the angle.
Shorten,
again.
yeah.
It will shorten. But fanning, they will be a little,
Single.
unless they have to introduce another one which says the penalty kicker won't move to stand there.
Maybe stand there, kick.
The ball and kick it.
Okay.
As if there is no goalkeeper.
Let's wait and see then how the goalkeepers are going to adjust towards this particular rule. The 7th rule is about the handball. And I know this is going to affect so many players. If a player unintentionally scores a goal with the part of their hand or arm, then the goal will be ruled out. Intent will not be considered. Intent is to be determined to do something. Maybe the player is determined to score with the head or with any other part of.
Will not be considered.
Intent will no longer will be considered, because these players actually, they don't just end up scoring with their hands. It's that intention, of being determined to score this particular goal. With maybe the head or any other part of the body, and then unintentionally, the ball touches your hand.
In football, we have been given several parts to score with. Unlike volleyball, even handball, you can score using your any part of the body, apart from the arms. So that is a very fantastic rule, because the Man City match, the first match they drew against Wolves, it was scored again. Maybe the intent was in there, but Wolves scored from the arm. It was awarded.
But
and
again,
then when you come to another Tottenham versus Man City, the oriented goal.
Yes. Again, look at, for example, if we are all hanging in the air, going for the ball, and unintentionally, the ball happens maybe, I wanted to go for the header, unintentionally, the ball comes down with my hand like that, and it ends up into the back of the net. Why should I not be given?
But that hand can deflect the ball.
But it's not your intention.
Of late, they have been discussing about.
Yes.
They have been discussing about the natural position of the arms, and maybe you cannot jump. Maybe while your arms are up, but the arm can deflect the ball, whether from inside or from the outside. That is why I think that rule is so perfect. If you score, whether intentionally or not, that cannot be ruled as a goal. For my part.
Good. Another rule is about the drop balls. And then they are saying no more drop balls. Next season, the team last in possession before the play was stopped will regain possession. and it will be up to them if they wish to give the ball back. How about that? Because it has always been, you know, if the, something happens and the referee stops the play, you know, the referee takes the ball and then he gives it to any team, I think. Or it depends with the half where the ball is, you know. But now this particular rule is very specific, you know, no more drop balls. Or we've seen the referee now taking the ball and dropping it on the floor and instructing a particular player maybe to kick it towards a certain direction. But for this particular rule, no more drop balls. Next season, the team last in possession. If it was your team, you know, with the last possession, and then the referee happens to stop the match, once that particular incident is over, your team regains possession. Now it is going to be up to you guys, yeah, to decide whether to give the ball
to the opponent or not.
Yes. Don't you think that's quite fair?
That is
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it this way. My team, we were in the final third. Yeah, an incident happens. You know, especially, you know, this usually happens during time wastage. Towards the end of the game, a player just falls down on the ground, and the referee has to stop the play. And then what happens in that particular situation? The referee just takes the ball, drops it down, and then they beat, you know. So, but in this particular situation, if that particular incident happens, the referee will give the ball back to the team that had the possession.
But the question will be, where will the ball kick off? Where will it start? Yes, you've given us. Where will we start? Should we start where we were? Maybe we were in 18. Should I brought the ball there and we start to? Should I just kick and score? As your team tried to. So the question.
Because when you stop the ball, maybe other players, maybe they'll come back to their positions.
Yes.
Maybe you are on a counter attack, but because you have that fair play mentality, you just kick the ball out so that maybe your opponent will be attended to.
Yeah.
But once the whistle goes and maybe is under medication or some first aid, and then you're supposed to start the ball, the other players will come back as defenders. So that is, even though it is unfair.
For me, I think it's more of a 50-50.
It is a 50-50, yeah.
But again,
but it is okay.
Because yes, you've given me the ball, but you have allowed them to come.
Because maybe unless
you've allowed them to regain their positions.
Unless you tell each and every player to go back to their original position.
Or statue. Which is impossible.
Good, but you know, football is changing, you know, and it needs to be, you know, updated to the real-time situations.
That one will be interesting.
Now that you believe it's gonna be spicy,
it's gonna be spicy.
Yeah. Now that we know the rules that have been added for the next season, kindly now let's talk about the cloud of transfer rumors hanging on some of these big clubs in Europe. So far we've had some big names being signed by big teams, you know.
Sure.
Let's just narrow down. I mean, in comparison to other big clubs in Europe, let's narrow down to just maybe top 6 in the Premier League, and let's start with Manchester City. Who do you think maybe you, Alexander? What do they supposed to do? Who do they need to add into the squad to strengthen their squad in preparation for the new season that is about to kick off?
Man City, to my case, has been the very better team, if not best team in Europe and in English Premier League. I even told some guys 3 years ago that Man City is likely, if not to win Champions League, but they can defend the title maybe 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Already
in consecutive?
Consecutively. So last season, it was their second. Yes. They defended. This season, they are going to defend it.
Really?
For sure, they have brought, Pep Guardiola.
Yes.
He loves the midfield.
Yeah.
And they even have the the firepower in terms of strikers. When you see Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, and maybe Aguero. Aguero is an absolute top-notch striker, because for maybe the last 6 seasons he has been producing more than 16 or 20 goals plus
in a season. Yes.
So with his consistency, Man City only need to add a few players, because they have already
in which specific
they have already signed. Okay, they don't really need to sign, but because it is the business of the coach to spend money, they have already signed Rodri
from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, the midfield,
a very good midfielder. Very good.
So they need to dominate that. They need to possess that ball, so that maybe they can go ahead with the best manager, best midfielder. You see the goalkeeper, the defender. Maybe they need to at least to sign one defender to replace Kompany.
Vincent Kompany. I was about to mention that.
The captain, at least one, maybe one midfielder and one defender.
But to UT, Manchester City. We've heard about Fabian Delph,
Fabian Delph
to Everton.
Sure.
Rumors. And again, if Fabian Delph is to leave, who are they supposed to replace him with? And then again, we've heard of their fantastic captain, their legend, Vincent Kompany. He has already departed. Who, in your own maybe analysis, should come in place of Vincent Kompany?
Manchester City for the last 3 years or so, they have been a team with players. There are teams that have players. But because signing is a must for you to compete, Manchester City losing Delph, they'll have to. And again, there is rumors that they will lose this other left back called Danilo.
Yes.
And they are running after this Cancelo.
Yeah, Cancelo, João Cancelo,
Juventus.
The Juventus, yeah.
So I think Manchester City just need maybe a defender, because already they have a midfielder, because that was my main concern last season for Manchester City, because when Fernandinho was not in games, you could see. You could see that they are shaky.
Yes.
So Fernandinho was a machine in that midfield. He played so well. He covered the defense so good. So Manchester City will at least need a very good defender, a very good one. Midfielder, they have Rodri. Rodri will be a big one. It will be a big one.
But again, as you talk about the defenders, I'm just thinking they have good centre backs. We have John Stones. They have Laporte. They have Otamendi. Yeah. Why should they? Why should they look for someone to replace Vincent Kompany?
Fair to them all, fair to the defenders. I think John Stones has been a kid, and you could see some of the mistakes he did last season or the last two. He could just make a pass, which Guardiola loves starting
from behind. Yes.
And, using his defenders, they attack all, they come back.
Yes.
They play as a unit. So fair play to John Stone. I think they will need a defender because of John. John is not yet there.
Alexander, we've heard of Manchester City being linked with signing Harry Maguire from Leicester City. First of all, do you think Maguire is someone that matches their level?
Maguire is a very good defender. In fact, he has helped Leicester at least not to go to relegation. But Man City don't need Maguire. Maguire need to go to some other team, maybe Manchester United, because already Man City have got very, very good defender. You have already mentioned them, because we have got Walker, Laporte, Otamendi, and
John
Stones.
And Mendy on his
we also have wing backs like Mendy and even Danilo. So when you bring Maguire, once the first match or 2 matches, once you don't please Guardiola, remember.
Yeah, sure.
You can warm the bench.
Yes.
John Stones came from Everton.
Yes.
Very psyched.
Yes.
But
he ended up.
See what Guardiola has done to you. So Guardiola can easily disappoint you. So Delph going, there is no vacuum.
But we understand Mendy is not that type of a player who can go the whole season without.
Mendy is perfect.
Mendy is
a player that Guardiola loves. The only problem is his injury.
Yes, so in case he's not there because of injury issues.
We have he's a wing back.
Okay, so will Danilo is more of a right back, right?
He's a wing back, but Man City has got maybe Fernandinho will cover.
Or could that be the reason maybe they're looking for someone for a centre back? Because I understand Laporte also sometimes is shifted to play as a left back.
Laporte
but
is
Maguire, Maguire to me 100%. Manchester City, perfect player. Perfect player, plays from behind, discipline, leadership, perfect player.
Now we understand company has already gone.
Yeah.
Who is going to be their captain this season? And because we need a natural leader like Vincent Kompany, someone who can inspire the team, someone who can talk to some of these lads when they make mistakes.
Fernandinho is a leader. Without Fernandinho, I think Man City won't deliver. He has been a pillar to Man City, at least to win the title. So Kompany has gone. I think Guardiola, it will only be fair for him to make Fernandinho the captain.
Okay.
If not Aguero.
Okay. Is it the same
I think Manchester City don't have a vacuum of a captain. David Silva is still there.
David Silva
is still there. He will automatically be the captain, the team's captain. But since he's an old guy and he's an old chap, very good one, very disciplined, very a leader.
Yes.
And his own, but he will go next season. So they'll have to start preparing for a long-term captain.
Yes.
But you know, Guardiola don't make long terms. He don't. So I know his deputy will automatically be
Fernandinho. Fantastic. Now let's move on to second team, Liverpool. Which areas do they need to strengthen? Any improvement from next season, from the previous season?
Liverpool, as you have mentioned, they are the Champions League winners.
Yes.
And they even lost a single match last season.
Yes.
Which was a bit unfair for them not to clinch the Premier League. So Liverpool, they are very, very fantastic team. With the Arnold Origi, maybe signing a new contract.
Yes.
They are perfect. I don't see where they can add unless people like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain they come, they don't get injuries. They are a very, very good team. I think they can go, maybe they can give Manchester City a run for their money this time.
But remember, the reason as to why they signed Van Dijk from Southampton was because of their leaky defense. And until now, I don't think they've gotten that sort of right combination at the back. It's more of Van Dijk doing the donkey job, you know. Don't you think they'll need someone to pair up with Van Dijk? Because Lovren and Matip, we understand, you know, they'll be shaky.
No. I don't think they need another defender, but I think they'll need another midfielder. I don't know how. I have a feeling they need another defensive midfielder. But fairly, I think Liverpool is a team that is complete as for now. Complete. The team that is the only team in the Premier League that is 100% complete. Because I think fairly there is Joe.
Joe Gomez. Yes.
That kid is coming. Whenever Klopp felt like I should play defense, he usually used him instead of Matip or
yes.
He's a kid growing up, very disciplined, very tall, very pacey. He could assist. Played with Van Dijk, who will be a very good partner. A Vidic Rio.
Okay.
Very good.
Fantastic. Let's talk about Chelsea. Your team. Number one, you banned from signing players.
Sure.
And you've already lost Eden Hazard to Real Madrid.
Correct.
So first of all, this is just a straight, open question to you. who is gonna stand up to fill the kind of space that has been left with Eden Hazard?
First of all, we have been banned. I have to take you a little back. We were banned and we appealed. FIFA, first of all, refused to listen to us. But again, they decided to listen to us.
Okay.
So it's still a matter pending.
Okay.
But this season we may not make it to sign because it's something pending. And you know, these processes can take foreign. Another thing is Chelsea have signed Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard is our new captain.
Your coach.
He's a captain. That's leading. He's a coach. You can call him a coach. You can call him a captain.
Okay, fine.
He's
Chelsea fans
leading.
are allowed to call him a captain. Fantastic.
So Lampard will change that team around.
Okay.
We have very many players. I think we are a team that is leading with players on loan.
Yes, yes.
We can recall all of them. In fact, we just played this afternoon against St. Patrick. We thrashed them 4-0.
Really? Fantastic. Congratulations.
And our boys are back.
Okay.
Actually, what we had today in the team were 32. 11 playing and are almost 20 something on the bench. 21 the bench. So we are a team that is capable of doing everything. We have Mason Mount, Zoma, we can call them if we need a defender. We have Batshuayi. We have, so we can call our loanees. We have Tammy Abraham from Aston Villa, the top scorer of the championship last season.
Yes.
So we are okay. We are a team that is we can recall and we will compete. This season we can challenge you. We will finish ahead of you, guys.
I mean, let's wait and see. To you, Alexander, I'm looking at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about up front.
Yeah.
I think until now, I understand Gonzalo Higuain has already gone back.
He is gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Linked to West Ham.
They are already left with maybe Giroud as an experienced striker.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Don't you they maybe need another striker?
Chelsea, I think, since they have been banned, the only undoing for Chelsea, transfer is not a problem. Because when Hazard left for Real Madrid, Chelsea have got already ripe replacement in terms of Loftus-Cheek and even
Callum Hudson-Odoi. They have Christian Pulisic from Dortmund.
Yeah, they are very fantastic and proven soccer players which can change the game anytime. But you know, Hazard was carrying the team as if it was his own enterprise. They will absolutely miss him.
Yeah.
But Chelsea, maybe they need to at least to have a leader. That is why guys like Pedro needs to step up. Maybe Giroud, even though most fans don't like him, they prefer Tammy Abraham to be the main striker.
Oh, and they've got Batshuayi.
Yeah, to be their main striker. But you know the effort which Hazard used to make, I think nobody will match them. But the Chelsea made a very, very big mistake by letting Sarri go.
Really?
Because now, as you have heard my friend say that Lampard is their captain,
yes,
and not their manager or coach. It is true because even Man U made that mistake. They let famous coaches to leave, and then they are paying the price because when Ole Gunnar came, he never lost before he was signed. But once he signed that permanent contract,
something just happened.
Yes, something just happened along the way.
Yes.
So the same thing is happening. Chelsea letting Sarri go, and then welcoming Lampard to come. I think the best position Chelsea will finish not in the top 4.
Let's check some time and talk about the Chelsea's midfield. They've got N'Golo Kante. They have Jorginho. They have Bakayoko back. They signed Mateo Kovacic from Real Madrid. You have Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You have Barkley. I don't know whether Dan Drinkwater is still there.
We have Mount, Mason, Mount.
Why all these players? I mean, come on.
You know, Chelsea have been trying to build an empire since Abramovich took over in 2004. In fact, statistics are very clear. They rose from the dead. They never won the Premier League maybe for the past 40 years. But Chelsea nowadays,
more successful team in 10 years.
It is a more successful. That is why maybe signing, even when they have been banned, I think they are very comfortable. All they need to concentrate is maybe look for the money in the Champions League, maybe go farthest, maybe in the Premier League try to finish, because we can give Lampard benefit of doubts. Even though we cannot finish in the top 4, at least what he maintains. That is why you call it the top 6. Once he finishes number 6, is also at the top. So there will be no problem for Chelsea not signing. The ban is, I think, good, but not fair for them.
So it's gonna be fair, you think, for you now to give the young players a chance this season?
Maybe we have young players, yes, correct, but we have also older players. We have a whole school, the whole team of 11 players which are old and experienced, and we have young, exciting players like Odoi, as you say. Loftus is almost leaving the young now. He's growing, and you could see what he did last season. Just including what he did against.
But don't you think, I'm not going to let that one come out, don't you think you need a player, a mature player who understands the DNA of Chelsea, you know, and leaders, someone like John Terry, what he used to do?
We fair play to John Terry. He's my best player ever in the history of football ever.
Really?
That's why I'm a fan of Aston Villa, 100% now.
Okay, I understand why.
It's my second. It's my second home.
Yeah. Okay.
From Chelsea now.
Okay.
So we have Lampard. Lampard is a player that have been proven. Championship is produce of the best among the best of coaches. You will see the Warnock he was talking about. You will see the Bruce. Bruce is a person. The guy is linked with I think Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah.
It has produced Akina Benitez. It is Lampard proved. He went to the final his first season. You saw how he played against Chelsea itself. You saw how he played against Manchester. Very good team.
Yes.
Very good team. The only small problem I saw with Lampard, I have to say, is
experience.
He has some big space between the midfield and the defense. A very big gap. With Sarri also, if you could have watched football, you could see there was a line for Sarri between defense and midfield, and sometimes it caused problems. If you could have watched Derby versus Chelsea, that was the problem. That was what we used to beat Derby.
Yeah.
He has this. He's a coach that presses. Let's go and press them. But there is a very big line between the defense and the midfield, which in most cases, when you bring to the Premier League, you can be punished.
Yeah.
Fair play to him if he is able to control that and put Kante where he's supposed to be, there won't be that space. And if there is not that space, very few teams will lose.
Good. Let's wait and see how it's gonna be with Chelsea. Let's move on to another team, Tottenham Hotspurs, our bitter rivals. Yeah. So far, they've signed. Big up to them. They've signed Ndombele. Yeah.
Takwe.
For you, again, do you think was it needed, and what are the areas of improvement? We've heard of Trippier being linked to Napoli, where the signing of Ndembele, what does that mean for our own guy, Victor Wanyama? We have Sissoko, they have Gary Winks, Tottenham in general.
Tottenham is a very, very good team. They have improved in terms of playing football for the past maybe 5 years or 6 years. Pochettino has made sure that during his term, he makes sure that he finishes in front of Arsenal, which is a good thing sometimes because he has managed to finish on top of Arsenal maybe for the second time consecutively.
Yes.
At the same time, signing has become a problem. Last season they didn't sign, but they ended up finishing the runners-up in Champions League.
Yeah.
They finished fourth in the Premier League.
Yes.
So when they have signed Ndombele, and I think they are trying to improve that midfield because Victor Wanyama, when you have the guys like Victor Wanyama and Ndombele, Dyer, I think that massiveness in the midfield will help them because we have got marathon of matches. We have got maybe Carling Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, and the Premier League. So those matches really need stamina.
What are the areas that Arsenal seriously or badly need to strengthen in order for them to be serious title contenders next season? Let me start with you, T.
Very simple. Arsenal have been a fantastic team, but last season the weakest point for Arsenal was the defense line.
Yes.
No wonder they have been linked with Ziyech and Dias from Benfica. And you really need the defense line. Complete. From the left back to the right back. Complete.
Really?
You really need it. I could see also Koscielny, your captain. He's leaving. I think he's leaving.
Yeah, he's failed to travel with the rest of the squad for the American tour.
That will tell you he's leaving. So I think Arsenal, their biggest problem currently is the defense line. If they get the defense line, it will be a title contender, a serious title contender, because your attack is fantastic. And another very important line is you will need the attacking midfielder.
Is it attacking or a defensive midfielder?
Attacking. You have Torreira. If Torreira will be mentored very well, he will be a fantastic. He's a very good person.
Torreira cannot do that work alone. He's being partnered with Xhaka or sometimes Matteo Guendouzi, and we've seen the way they've been, throughout the whole of last season.
Xhaka is okay. You could, and sometimes even you could. But again, if Arsenal will leave and get Ndindi, Ndindi in the midfield, Ndindi and Torreira,
and you get
a complete set of defense, because I think the biggest problem for Arsenal, personally, I really think is the back line and the defender of the back, the numbers, and the number 10, because if you see Ozil is getting over age. It's getting aged, and the slowness and the pace that is coming to the league, you will be forced to get an attacking midfielder, because Ramsey has gone, parted. Ozil, I heard Besiktas saying they don't have the budget for Ozil.
No,
if you could get Zaha to play there behind Lacazette and push Auba to the right, it will be
for you, Alexander, what really needs to be done to this team, man? Because we've seen, just as he said, our main problem last season was that back line. It was so porous. The likes of Mustafi, Koscielny, Socrates, that guy Nacho Monreal, I mean, come on, what is supposed to be done
as my friend,
in order for us to fix that back line?
As my friend has already said, I gave him the position to speak first because it is good for him to point out our mistake, and clearly he has already indicated that our mistake, our problem was the defense. So Arsenal defensively, we were poor. We leaked so many goals. As you have said, our defense was so porous. We let in many goals. Our striking was maybe the equalization somehow, which helped us to maybe to finish in the top 6. But our defense, we need to, maybe Unai Emery needs to do at least to improve his defense, because starting from the wing number 3, we have got Nacho Monreal. You have the tank, Kolasinac, not consistent. Montreal edge, not consistent. Come to the center, Mustafi, not consistent, poor. Koscielny, injury prone. Age is catching up with him. When you go to the right, we had Bellerin, injury prone. We brought in this guy, Niles, Miles.
Yes.
Lack of experience. In front of the defense, we have Guendouzi, young, not experienced for the Premier League. We have Torreira, a new guy, not experienced. We have Xhaka, full of mistake. And then when you go further to the attacking midfield, we have Ozil, who is lazy.
It sounds more like a team in trouble, man.
We are in trouble. In fact, the only reason why we finished on top of Manchester United, I think it was because Man U, we were maybe 15 points, if not 16.
Yeah, we had that gap.
That gap. But Man U came, it almost overtook us.
Yes.
Chelsea was behind somehow.
Yes.
They came from behind, they finished in
the
top 3.
Yes.
Surely. I think let us not be serious. Let us not spot players for other clubs. Because Saliba, we have already spotted him. Tottenham want
to sign him. Yeah.
Tottenham, our aim is to spot guys, other clubs for other clubs to sign. That is a very, very bad news for
Talking about the defense,
yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you short. Arsenal, full of young talent. We've got Rob Holding, who was injured. We have Callum Chambers, he's back from Fulham. Then we have Socrates, Pastor Papolis. And then, don't you think, maybe if Arsenal are really serious and they are going to buy Saliba, if we can have Saliba there, we have Socrates, and then we have Rob Holding once he's back, and Callum Chambers. Don't you think these players can really merge well and be a solution to this defense?
You see, the only problem we have, maybe from the central defense, where we have Koscielny, the captain, and Mustafi. Sometimes Socrates is so aggressive, can really cause us penalties, and the Mavropanos not experienced. Then when you bring guys like Chambers, Holding, and Bellerin, it means if you play 4-4-2, then maybe 2 of them are likely to start from the bench. Unlike number 3, where you have Montreal and Kolasinac.
Yes.
But you see, Kolasinac is a wing back. He's the guy who likes to go up front. So we need to strengthen have a natural back left, and maybe let the boys compete for number 2. That is Bellerin, Holding, and Chambers. And then sign guys like you can go for Koulibaly and Saliba.
Money.
That is the problem for us.
There is Saliba. At least talk of what we can afford. There is Saliba. There is Tani of of Celtic. Moving on, Torreira. Torreira is a very good player.
Yeah.
But just as he said, we need that sort of partnership. Torreira, Wilfred Dindi, Torreira, Idris Ganagwe, Torreira, Dokure. Yeah, we need a serious combination in the midfield.
Yeah.
So that whoever plays in front of them, even if those guys are lazy and make mistakes, at least we are sure that the midfield can recover these balls pretty fast. Don't you think Arsenal, if they do something like that, it will actually help them?
It will be very important, and Arsenal, it's high time they move to be serious, because the top six are moving. Top six are moving. I'm just imagining if Chelsea were not banned for this season, who will we be having with the 120 from Arsenal? Who will we be having? Fantastic. We will be competing with every club for the big names, the Bruno Fernandes and the Coutinho and everyone. So it's high time Arsenal moves for get these midfielders. They are very good scouts. They just need some help from the executive, and it's a team that can be built.
We've been seriously, heavily linked with Wilfred Zaha. Do you think he's a kind of a player who can help Arsenal?
Most definitely. Once Zaha makes that move from Crystal Palace to Arsenal, I think we'll be having an Arsenal hazard, because the way he plays, he can win you corners, that is a set piece. He can win you free kick, that is a set piece. He can win you penalties. So from the new rules, maybe goalkeeper not so Arsenal will be scoring more. The opponent will be having more yellow cards. Arsenal can easily challenge for the title, because we have been having goal machines in terms of Lacazette and Aubameyang. Now when you add a revolver like Zaha, and then that will be a very positive signing for Arsenal. So, and then you improve on the defense.
we all agree at this particular point that Arsenal really need to work on their defense, get their midfield sorted in order for them to look like a serious title goal. Let's talk about Manchester United. We've heard about contract issues with David De Gea. Paul Pogba is trying to force his move out of the club. They've already lost Ander Herrera as a free agent. They've already signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They've also signed Daniel James. So which are more names that should be added to their list, and why?
Manchester United is a team that is all over currently in the market. If talk of Coutinho is linked with Manchester, talk of Bruno Fernandes linked with Manchester, talk of Matic. They have that sort of everyone, every transfer is linked with Manchester in one way or another. I was reading today, and Paul Pogba has been. They have slapped a 189 million, which is impossible, to his head, just to cancel the transfer. Any
possible transfer.
Counter transfer. He cannot move now. They have slapped 189 million pounds on his head. Coutinho in Barcelona is having problems. So I thought, if I were the coach of Manchester, I would let Pogba go and get Coutinho very fast, to use him as an attacker. Pogba is used as an attacking midfielder in Manchester. I could use him. I could use Coutinho and get better results. But Manchester and the signing, Bruno Fernandes is a very good midfielder again. It's linked with Manchester, but first of all, Manchester must sort the defense line too. The goalkeeping, if De Gea happens to go, although it's almost impossible, because they don't have a goalkeeper in the market currently too. There's nothing as hard as signing a goalkeeper in the market. You could see Chelsea last season, or the last two, struggling to get a Rizabagla with a record fee for any goalkeeper ever. Manchester approached this Buffon. this season. The agent refused. So for them, they have to hold the year, no matter what, until next season for the free. He gets to finish his contract. Wan-Bissaka is a good signing. He's pacey. He's a very good wing back also. He could run very well, bring very good crosses. I've always admired him, and I think I mentioned to someone that this guy is going very far. James, I think, is very young, and for the Premier League, that is, he is in the league of Akina Chelsea's Mason Mount. He's young, and he will struggle to get his. I was watching today when they were playing against Perth Glory, Australia, getting a 2-0 for a very small team. Pogba was nowhere in the squad, not in the bench. So it will tell you. At this Inter Milan, Conte approached, he wanted to swap Matic with Reg Nainggolan. Which is Manchester, I understand, are rejecting the move. But if they will get a Nainggolan, is another very good one. But I understand Matic is also Solskjaer's one of the best players he admires. But the defense also of Manchester, look at young, old, look at the centre backs. They don't have the best. They still don't have 3 seasons without a proper combination. They are always on experiencing new formation, new combination. It's been a team full of problems, and I think this other season they are likely to face more problems.
To you, Alexander. If Manchester happen to lose Lukaku because he's being heavily linked with the move away to Inter Milan, do you think they still need to sign another striker? Will Rashford just be that guy for them who could deliver the amount of goals they'll be needing in order for them maybe to secure a championship?
I think when you link Lukaku to a club like Inter Milan, it will be so unfair for him, because Lukaku made Manchester United to beat PSG in the Champions League. At least let the fans be patient with Lukaku. At least Lukaku can die for the team. He can play in the midfield. He can play in wing number 7. He can play at his natural place number 9. But you know, Manchester United is an purely English club, which needs maybe an English striker. So that is why maybe Rashford has been given the number 9 role, unlike Martial. Martial is a typical number 9. Sanchez is a typical number 9. But since Rashford is there, so he must be on the starting lineup as number 9. So Lukaku can either go to number 7 or maybe number 10 somewhere there. But once they have signed Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka is a very fantastic young player from Palace. You see, Manchester have kept that history whereby, like us, most guys believe that you cannot win a league minus a Brazilian or maybe having a black power. So when you look back, when Arsenal went unbeaten, we had people like Kolo Toure and Lori Netame. And Manchester have maintained at least they can have maybe Evra, black power, and then their captain, the captain number 2, who was it? I forgot the name, but Wan-Bissaka. At least Manchester is doing something very well. At least try to attract black power, even though Bailey, but injury, it was so unfortunate. But it is a team which is Ole Gunnar is maybe having a work in progress.
Yeah,
whereby
sure.
he's trying to mold his team, leaving the remnants of Ferguson, which he left, and the guys of like Moyes, Van Gaal, and Mourinho. But maybe give Manu maybe 2 seasons. I don't think they'll be anywhere near the challenge, anywhere challenging the Premier League, but let them be, they will finish in the top 6.
I don't think Manchester United fans will easily let you get away with that. But yeah, great guys. Today we've been just talking about Premier League clubs, specifically those in top 6. And yeah, keep it here. It's home. Next time, next weekend, we're gonna now be expanding further now to other European giants or leagues. As usual, you know, the show is yours, and that's what we're gonna be doing for you. That's it again from us today. Remember, the show is purely about talking matters football, and you know, you don't want to miss these guys.